My ideal leader is a linebacker, not a quarterback, not a coach. He's the guy who knocks down problems, clears a path, and makes the rest of his team shine. To use rugby to illustrate, Finn Russell might not score a try, but without his leadership and brilliance this year to set up his teammates, Scotland wouldn't have won their third consecutive Calcutta Cup against England. There are occasions, though, when a leader has to be able to take command and call the shots. One example that jumps to mind is I visited a nursing home in the Midwest some years ago. I spent the day there because the administrator had told me that the cause of all of his underperformance and some of the quality issues all rested with his director of nursing. But I wanted to evaluate the team myself and take a look and really see what was going on there. By the end of the day, I was almost convinced by a very, very smooth talking nursing home administrator. But then it turned into one of those days. It was a break glass in case of emergency kind of day. There was a storm and a river had burst its banks. We ended up taking in 50 evacuees from another skilled nursing facility into our 60-bed building. As we brought the last person in the building, we had a FEMA truck that pulled up and got a really scary message that a barge had broken its mooring, it hit a dam somewhere upstream, and we had 57 minutes before our building would be underwater with our 60 residents plus the 50 from three other homes that we'd just taken in. That director of nursing leapt into action. She organised the teams, she began bagging meds, stapling them with a face sheet to everyone's jacket. I ran next door to the elementary school and stole 5 school buses. We got everyone out in time. There were a lot of heroes that weekend, people who worked 60 straight hours without even knowing if they had a home to go back to. My credit cards were all suspended. I'd spent thousands on gas and hotels and Target gift cards for staff that were working in all sorts of locations with evacuated residents. I also got a state citation because I wasn't a CNA in that state for improper transfer. The last person we got out was a 600-pound man, and we only got him on the bus by deadlifting him with me, the maintenance guy, and a few truckers that stopped to help us on the way out of town. Smooth talking nursing home administrator. Afterwards, we realised that he'd cleared out his office and left his keys on the desk while we were evacuating his building. You can fake it sometimes. You might even get away with it for a few years. Eventually, your team will leave because you haven't supported and developed them. You might be able to skip town and move on to the next place before that happens, but eventually, for all leaders, there's going to come a day, a break glass in case of emergency kind of day. And when that day comes, you need leaders with integrity, people who are going to move heaven and earth to keep everybody safe. Because when the cow hits the windmill, a very big fan with a very big bull, you want a leader like that director of nursing. Knowing your business matters, integrity matters, and leadership matters, because sometimes it is literally life or death.